Hey everyone, this is Caleb with Ken Fagan Truck and Trailer, and today I want to talk to you about insulating your enclosed trailer. So if you're exploring insulating your enclosed trailer and you're wanting to take a deep dive into the two most common ways to do that, I'm here to help. So what you see behind me is a spray foam insulation. We're going to cover the details of that particular type of insulation, the pros and the cons, and explore whether that's right for you. Also, we're going to cover the topic of foam board insulation, and that may be a better option for what you have in mind with your enclosed trailer. As we look at the different types of insulation, there's one particular type you won't see me go over today, and it's the fiberglass insulation that you would find in your home. That is not the best for an enclosed trailer because it can hold condensation and moisture. So we definitely want to rule that one out right off the bat. So as we go into this, we're going to look at what type of insulation is going to be best for you and what do you need to consider when you're looking at doing it, whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or you want to get it professionally installed. We're here to help. So with the spray foam insulation, we need to look at a couple key factors. One, as you can see behind me, it can be a little messy, but the trade-off there is once installed, it has the highest R value, meaning it's going to do the best job at insulating your enclosed trailer. Price wise, it's going to be more expensive than your foam board insulation. But if you're going to do an RV, if you're going to do a hunting cabin, this is probably the route you're going to want to take. Now you can find these spray foam insulation kits online, and I encourage you to look at the manufacturer, look at the reviews, and see which one is going to be best for you. Each manufacturer will have certain recommendations on how to install, and with the spray foam insulation, installation is everything. So if it's not properly installed, it's not going to properly insulate. Now, however thick you decide to spray that, the manufacturer will say for certain thicknesses, that's going to have a certain R value. So the thicker you spray it, the better insulated your trailer is going to be. But you're also going to spend more money because you're going to use more insulation. So you need to look at your application and look at your area and where you're going to be taking this camper. Is it going to be an extreme climate where more insulation is needed? Well, you'll need to have a higher R value. If you live in a more mild climate, then maybe it's not necessary to spray a real thick layer of this insulation. Maybe you can get by with a thinner coating, which would be less expensive. So these are key factors in determining what you want to do when it comes to the spray foam insulation. Now also, you want to consider when you're buying these kits, you must, and I repeat, you must have closed cell insulation. Do the closed cell spray foam insulation. Do not use open cell. And what that simply does is the closed cell actually acts as not only insulation, but a moisture barrier. And if you do not have that moisture barrier in your trailer and you insulate it, you will begin to have too much condensation, which will cause moisture issues, which will lead to rust, it will lead to rotting wood, and unfortunately it could lead to mold, which could be hazardous to your health. So when you're looking at spray foam and you're shopping online or shopping at a local home improvement store, trying to figure out what's going to be best for you, make sure you use 100% closed cell spray foam insulation, and that's going to have the best results for what you're trying to do. So now that we have the spray foam insulation covered, let's take a look at the foam board insulation. The foam board insulation is going to be less expensive than the spray foam, and it's going to be still pretty effective, especially if you're in a milder climate where there's not as many temperature extremes. Our trailers at Ken Fagan Truck and Trailer come standard with a thermocool lining, and that thermocool lining is a foam board insulation in the ceiling that helps keep these trailers about 10 to 15 degrees cooler in the summertime than they would normally be. What happens in the summertime is your trailer actually turns into an oven, and if it's not properly insulated, what you have inside is going to be baking in there. Now, for some people, that's not a big issue because of the cargo that they carry. But if you're converting your enclosed trailer to something like a hunting cabin or something like an RV, you definitely don't want that to happen. So what you can do is you can use this foam board insulation not only in the ceiling, but use it in the walls. You can find this material at your local home improvement store or online. Different thicknesses are going to give you different R values, much like the spray foam insulation. But instead of spraying it in and deciding your thickness at application, you're actually going to purchase a certain thickness, and each thickness it'll have advertised an R value, and use the proper R value for your climate. And when you do that, that foam board insulation can still be very effective, very price efficient, but also you can do it yourself. You can get that foam board insulation, take the plywood off the walls of these trailers and put that behind the plywood, then reinstall your plywood and you're good to go. Um, the foam board insulation is a great alternative to the spray foam insulation. Now, what you have to watch out for with the foam board insulation, any curved surfaces, it's not going to be as good for that. Typically with our enclosed trailers, you're not going to have that issue. Most surfaces you'll run into are flat. So you'll be perfectly fine to use the foam board insulation for your application if you're in a more mild climate with less temperature extremes and you're looking for that added layer of protection. If you're wanting to be in the wintertime hunting and have a heater in your trailer, or if you're trying to use it for your camper and you have a air conditioning unit in here, it'll give you a much more protection against the weather and than a regular trailer without any insulation at all. And it's going to be very cost effective, and you can do it yourself. So if this is something you want to tackle, I encourage you do that. Spend a little bit of money and a little bit of time and properly insulate your trailer. All right, guys, so there you go. That's all you need to know about spray foam insulation or foam board insulation, just like you see above me. Remember, each one has its strength, each one has its weaknesses. So if you're going with a spray foam insulation, remember 100% closed cell spray foam insulation. A professional may have to apply that for you depending on your experience and your level of DIY. If you're going to go with the foam board insulation, it's going to cost you less, and it's going to be something that you could possibly do on your own. If you're in a climate with extreme temperature variables, you'll probably want to go with a spray foam insulation. If you're in a more mild climate, like we are here in South Carolina, you can go with the foam board insulation. Just remember your application, remember where you're going to be at using the enclosed trailer, and then you can make an educated decision on which one you're going to go with. Now, I can't end this video without inviting you to come see us at Ken Fagan Truck and Trailer. We have the best prices you're going to find. I can promise you that. And we're going to give you the best customer service because we care about our customers. So come by, check us out. We're exit 5, Interstate 26 on Compton Bridge Road. We are Ken Fagan Truck and Trailer, the trailer place. So come by, let us help you. Thank you, and God bless.